So the sensor light directly below this landing is on because over the last 8-10 minutes now, ever since I got back from quickly using the bathroom down the hall, the violent psycho thug directly below at 76 once again started making violent slamming and pounding noises directly below my door as soon as I walked into my door from using the common bathroom down the hall. This piece of shit obviously knows what I do in the privacy of my unit. He has admitted as much, accusing me of having food in my teeth, hair on my face, and legs that look like a man's. Why in the world would he ever know anything about what my teeth look like or the hair on my face? He never comes close enough to me to know anything like that. But when he shouts things at me about that after coming up to my door for no reason, and then shoving me when he's standing in front of my door, and I try to get back into my apartment when he's blocking the door, then we have an issue. And over the last 12 hours now, since I got home from being out for 14 hours yesterday, I got back to the building at approximately 11:45 p.m. That violent piece of shit, who obviously has some severe behavioral issues and mental disorder regarding women, started making violent slamming and pounding noises directly below my door. And just now, as soon as I walked into my unit, he started slamming his door directly below mine. So he's got some issues. I'm not safe in my unit with that piece of shit directly below me. He has proven that by physically coming up to this door on multiple occasions and physically slamming things against the door, leaving broken rods and sticks on the floor in front of my door, taking the phone out of my hand, and then threatening me and throwing things at my head. So I don't feel safe right now. I mean, he seems to have knowledge that I just used the bathroom, because as soon as I stepped into this unit after coming back from using the bathroom down the hall, he started making repeated slamming and banging directly below here where I happen to be standing. Then when I went over to my bed, just as he did last night, he started making slamming and pounding noises directly beneath this bed. It's always like right in the area of my headboard. So I suspect that he's slamming something against the wall below my bed. And sometimes he actually takes a rod or a stick and slams things against his ceiling, which is the floor directly below my bed. And this has been going on now for 8 minutes, ever since I came back from using the common bathroom 10 minutes ago. So let's see what time it is right now. Yeah, so there's no reason for him to be making slamming and pounding noises in the middle of the day. I'm not making any noise. I was out for 14 hours yesterday and was quiet when I got back. So he had absolutely no reason to start violently slamming things in the hallway outside of his door. When I happened to be standing at my door last night trying to unlock it, I had just gotten back to the building and had not been around for 14 hours. I left the building at 9:30 yesterday morning and didn't get back until almost midnight. So that's what, 15 hours? They need to move this piece of shit. He obviously has some serious issues where women are concerned, can't control himself. He has come up to my door, as I keep saying, for 10 times over the last 2.5 years, violently slamming things against the door. And he didn't even try to take his rods and sticks with him. He left them on the floor of the hallway outside of my door. He needs to be moved. I'm not safe with that piece of shit directly below me.
Press 3. For the office directory, press 4 or press 0 for the front desk.
I am not safe with that piece of shit making slamming and banging directly below my bed whenever I happen to sit on it, lie on it, or directly below my door when I'm standing at my door. He wants to let me know. He knows exactly where I am at all times. And that's why he followed me up the rear stairwell 2 weeks ago. After I avoided confrontation with him in the front stairwell, I went around to the rear stairwell, and he went around to the rear stairwell also.
Detailed message with your name and number, so we may get back to you when we return.
They never answer the phone. Hi there. It's right around 10:50 a.m. now on today is Wednesday, September 18th, 2024. I'm calling for a second time in the last 12 hours regarding some extremely aggressive, unprovoked, violent behavior from the psycho thug directly below me in 76, who you continue to choose to house in the unit directly below mine, in spite of the fact that you are aware that he has come up to my door on multiple occasions over the last 2.5 years and has become violent and aggressive and physically harmful towards me at my door for absolutely no reason, because he claims that he is an anti-white warrior and that he is crusading, in an anti-white warrior capacity. This person is not right in the head. They all almost never leave their unit. They appear to be legally confined to their unit and have been legally confined to their unit since you first placed them in Unit 76 directly below mine in November of 2021. I remember because that's when the violent slamming and pounding happened, the very day that you moved them into Unit 76. I actually called you guys that day because that piece of shit directly below was going ape shit in the unit directly below mine and was slamming things against the walls and against the ceiling. He is completely off the rails, criminally insane, as you know. You have his records, and he never leaves the building. He is not right in the head. Multiple police officers who have responded to my 911 calls out of concern for my personal safety when he has come up to my door and physically assaulted me at my door have told me that he's not right in the head, that you can tell that there's something wrong with this person within a minute or two of talking to him. And that's just police officers coming in off the street. Okay, so you need to move this person. I am not physically safe with that violent psychopath slamming things directly below my bed constantly when I don't make any noise and when I'm quietly lying on my bed. 10 minutes ago, I came back from using the bathroom in the common area on the same floor as my unit. And as soon as I opened my door after coming back from the common bathroom, the violent psycho thug directly below in 76 started making repeated slamming noises directly beneath my door when I was standing at my door entering it after using the bathroom. And then when I went back to my bed to sit on it, he started making repeated slamming and banging noises directly beneath my bed. This piece of shit obviously is using or has access to surveillance footage that you guys keep telling me that you have the right to use in my living space. He has access and knowledge of what I do in my apartment on a moment by moment basis, and then engages in violent slamming against the floor of my unit, which is his ceiling, to hit the area below my feet wherever I happen to be standing or sitting at any given moment. And this has been going on now over the last 10 minutes. It also happened late last night when I got back to the building after being out for 14 hours and I had not done anything to disrupt his peace and quiet because I had not been in the building all day. I am recording this voicemail for legal purposes, and if you guys do not remove this person from Unit 76 because he's got some violence issues towards women, then I will be taking you and him to court along with Irizarry because the two of them appear to be working together. Often the harassment occurs concurrently from Irizarry, who likes to access the vacant premises of 78, and the violent psycho thug directly below in 76. This is obviously some sort of BLM-related activist group that you guys are sponsoring, as I've been informed by Boston police. Between 2019 and 2021, multiple officers told me, you guys are sponsoring a race-based activist group in my building, and quote, they don't want you to live there. They're making things as hard for you as they can. That is from police detectives, folks. So, you know, everybody knows what's going on, and you guys are refusing to address some violence issues on the part of these psychotic criminals who you are sponsoring in Unit 76 and in Unit 78. Irizarry, everybody knows, is a violent, aggressive, mentally disturbed psychopath, sex offender, and cyber criminal, according to Mr. Alisayev's praise of her hacking abilities, who is not safe to be around other people, and neither is a violent thug in 76, who obviously has issues with women and violence problems where women are concerned. I am not safe with that piece of shit directly below me, slamming things around in the hallway when I'm standing in the hallway, or below my bed when I'm lying on my bed. If you have any questions, you know my phone number. It is 10:50 a.m. on Wednesday, September 18th. I am recording this voicemail and will be filing a restraining order against that thug directly below in 76, Irizarry, who keeps accessing 78 and making her presence known in the vacant premises of her former unit that you guys haven't rented out to anyone in 2 years, and also against the Greenville Group for criminal negligence and for aiding and abetting the violent, intrusive hate stalking of these so-called activists that are really just violent criminals with issues towards other women. Thank you. I should never have to leave like 2 voicemails like that in 12 hours, and the management is refusing to do anything about violent behavior from people they know are criminals. These are not normal law-abiding citizens who have, you know, jobs, even part-time jobs as, you know, retail managers or teachers or police officers. These are violent career criminals who never leave their units because they're obviously legally confined to those units. And because they're obviously on the autism spectrum, they're criminally insane. They're considered criminally insane by the Commonwealth of Massachusetts, and therefore are not placed in normal prison housing arrangements. They're placed in SROs or other arrangements, alternative arrangements, where they then have access to other tenants because of the criminally negligent disregard of the management of that building complex for the safety of other tenants who are not criminals and who are not male. This is really a male versus female problem. These are all males except for Irizarry, who thinks she's a male and acts like a male, stinks like a male, smokes cigars like a male, might as well be a male. Maybe she has a hidden penis somewhere, and has issues towards other women. Irizarry might be a female on paper, but she has some serious issues where other women are concerned. And according to the Greenville group, they themselves have informed me that she targets other females and has issues with them. Well, there you go, straight from the horse's mouth. That is coming from the female staff at the Greenville group, as they informed me in 2020. Oh, is she targeting you? She targets other females. She targets other females. Well, that's Irizarry. And then her best friend, directly below in 76, the violent psycho scum career thug who can't stop slamming things below my bed against the walls and the ceiling when I'm quietly sitting on my bed or lying on it or coming back from using the bathroom. He has some serious issues with women, and I am not safe with these two psychos in the units directly adjacent to mine, where they have access to the walls and the floor and the infrastructure, including the plumbing, of my living space. That is what I've been reporting for years, and that is what obviously keeps happening with the safety problems related to the tap water, the slamming and the banging. There's some type of a very corrosive powder that somebody is aerosolizing into this living space, and that is not science fiction. A lot of people do that. There's videos on YouTube of people spraying stuff into their neighbors' units through the cracks in the doors at night, like hazardous substances. I can certainly show you a few YouTube videos of neighbors who don't like other neighbors literally spraying stuff underneath the crack of the door into these other people's living spaces at night to basically make them sick. So, you know, you're dealing with two psychopaths here who are violent and aggressive. Then you've got the perving, creeping masturbator in 88 who likes to jump out of his door at me when I happen to be walking by his door on the way to or from the common bathroom. All of these nut jobs are violent and have serious issues where women are concerned. And I am not safe with all three of them in all three adjacent units to mine. How convenient, right? This is a building that Oleg Aleseyev has claimed is for people who don't have mental health issues and who have jobs. That's why I live in this building. When I moved in, everybody in this building was normal. Everybody was nice and normal. There were no issues for the first 2.5 years that I lived in this unit. And then in 2013, that all started to change. I moved in 2011. So maybe that's when the Greenville group changed their business model and started housing large numbers of criminally insane sex offenders, as I've been informed by multiple agents of the housing court and agents of other legal agencies focusing on housing in the Boston area. They've all informed me Greenville works with agencies to place violent sex offenders in housing because a lot of places don't want to take these violent psycho thugs. And then Oleg Aleseyev, in spite of claiming that this building is for people who are normal and who have jobs, according to a direct quote from him, this is for people who are normal and who have jobs. I've always had a job the entire time that I've lived here. So yeah, that makes sense. And everyone else on the floor appears to be mostly normal, but the psycho thug directly below is not. And Irizarry, the psychopath, sex offender, and hacker, who Greenville refers to as their surveillance expert, is also accessing Unit 78 on this floor, but she's certainly not normal. And the compulsive masturbator in 88 who never leaves his unit is also not normal. So ironically, only around my unit are the criminally insane psychos placed by Greenville, but everybody else on the floor is normal. Why can't they just move these psychos to 191, where Mr. Aleseyev said that he was going to move Irizarry, the psychopath, sex offender, and hacker, whose criminal abilities he keeps praising, but then saying that, oh, well, we'll move her to 191. Well, he hasn't done that. And she keeps accessing the premises of that vacant unit behind that wall right there and engaging in disruptive attention-seeking behavior to let me know she's right behind that wall. And then you have her BFF, the psycho thug, violent asswipe, directly below in 76, who also never leaves his unit and likes to slam things against the ceiling below my bed. That's his ceiling, my floor, when I happen to lie on this bed quietly. You have a problem when the management company is complicit in violent, aggressive, surveillance-based stalking and aggression towards you, and they refuse to do anything about it. That is criminal negligence, and I have perfect grounds for a restraining order against the Greenville Group, which might weaken their case against my tenancy, right? When your landlord is aiding and abetting violent criminals and refusing to address their behavioral problems and is deliberately placing violent offenders in all 3 adjacent units to yours, even though he claims that this building is for people who don't have behavioral problems and who actually work, well, then he's lying and he's complicit in this aggression, violence, physical assault, and harassment that goes on every single day, because that's what he wants. That is what he wants, folks. Oleg Alexeyev is directly responsible for all of this.